Today we are going to take a look at the Keller Williams online web tools, so we can create a commanding web presence and make sure that we are knowing how to use all the tools that we send our clients and all of that great stuff. So today, it's not a how to build your website class. That is a week 4 onboarding type class. This is a how to or what tools that they have and how to take advantage of it kind of class. So what you can expect is a good high level overview of the agent websites, as well as a overview of the Keller Williams app. And so we can see what tools the clients have and then how that benefits you as a realtor in command. Is there anything that you were hoping to get out of this class today when you saw the title of it? Anything particular you would like to make sure is covered?
No, everything is whatever you want to do. I'm good.
Cool. Well, heck, let's go play poker then. That's what I want to do. No, I'm joking.
I'm down with that.
Anyway, jokes aside, let's hop on into it. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we are hopping into command here to start. So we got a couple tabs here, and basically what I want to show you real quick is where to get your URLs, because as you are advertising things, you're going to want to make sure you have that all out. So if we pop down here to consumer, this is the area where you are going to have your website living. And if we hop over to site and app settings, this is where you can get a lot of your basic stuff. So if you go to URLs here, this is going to tell you what your subdomain is. And this is going to be your app URL. When you're sharing your Keller Williams app, you want to make sure you're copying this link to send out to them. Because when you copy and paste this link, it looks something like this. You see how it is branded to me right there, and has the download information. This is going to be that informational page, and it's going to make sure that they download my branded app. The worst thing in the world that I've seen happen is that you send a client to download the KW app, and it's not your branded link, it's a generic link, and so they're asked who their agent is, right? Well, they look at the list and they find out, well, their agent is actually who is supposed to be you. Well, maybe their cousin's a Keller Williams agent and is nearby, you know? We want to make sure that they're getting the branded app to avoid that sort of thing. This also goes through and has a little promo video, which I will go ahead and share with you real quick. I didn't do the share correctly, though. I need to update this. Got to make sure I share my computer sound. I'm just going to reshare it real quick.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and play this. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it.
So yeah, that's just their little promo video of the app. And the reason I show that video in this case is it goes over all the features in a very concise way to kind of whet the appetite for what we're going over today. The key with using the app and the website properly is to make sure that you are utilizing the tools the way they ought to be utilized. And basically, we have these key features here and all that great stuff. So, any questions so far from the video or anything you want more clarity on before I hop into the nitty gritty?
So all I had to do is just copy in that app or the link and just text it to people and whatever, and then they download the app, and then my name would be on. It'd be cool. Okay, that sounds good.
Yep, keeps it nice and simple. So perfect. So we are going to then now take a look at the website first and foremost. Again, an onboarding class that happens the last Friday of every month. This month it probably won't happen because of Turkey Day, but is going to be going over how to build your website. Now, Scott Leroy builds your initial website for you. So you have something up right now. Customizing it will come into play later. I'm actually going to go ahead and make a video for that class here pretty quick, so you're able to take a look at it. Hopefully that way it'll be a more regular resource. Anyway, for now, we're going to go ahead and hop in, and we're going to look at trytownhomegroup.com. Now, this is my agent website and what I use for my business. One of the great things with this position is because I sell real estate, everything that I teach, I do myself for my own business. So it kind of makes it nice and easy and very applicable. But this is what the agent website looks like by default. I have obviously I took these pictures from myself from Boat Fort, but then we have our featured listings down here that show, what I have featured and what I set up for that. And then we also have our basic search for property here. You can go for sale or by rent. And here on the drop-down menus, these are the various pages that I have created for my website. So this is the bulk of the customization. Now, agent sites are not overly customizable, and there's a reason for it. Have you ever looked at Zillow.com?
Yes.
And would you say that Zillow.com is very user-friendly?
Yeah.
Now, have you seen some real estate websites that look very complicated, have a ton of features, and kind of look like, well, I just want the information, but they have a whole bunch of extra?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what has been found statistically is the people who are on the sites like Zillow spend more time there, where people tend to get off the overly complicated or overly cumbersome sites because there's just too much going on and they just want to know about the house.
Yep.
So to that end, over here, for those people who want it, I do have Meet the Team, and it will show my team. I need to get Valeria to update her picture. It also, people can leave a review here. They can also use a mortgage calculator that I was able to install using a JavaScript. And I'll teach you how to do that in future classes. Another place to download the app. And if you click here, it has my app link. It takes us right back to where we were before. And then we also have what our clients are saying to just show what has been put on there on the other leave reviews. And then finally, I did a blog. This is a Homekeeper blog. It updates automatically for me. It gives me stuff that I can post on my social media that is branded to me. And all of these resources are available free to you. And I can teach you how to do that in future classes or in my office hours. But yeah, so that is the basics there. And then over here, these are logged in items, the feed, guide, and saved. When I'm logged into my agent site, that's where these come from. So the guide is going to be a guide. I'm going to hop back into command here. Right here in Guide Builder is where you build this. And you can customize your buyer guide or your selling guide to be exactly what you want it to be. So I went ahead and set mine up, but you edit it in here. And when you come to the bottom, you can either add a step, and it can be a custom step or default step. You can also click here to delete or edit your guide. I recommend when you're brand new to just leave it as default before you start to customize it. You have to understand the system and master the system before you can get creative.
Yep.
Just like the MREA book says. So that's the basic URL bit. If we hit guide here, it's going to show the buyer guide or the seller guide, as I have talked to you about. And if we hit feed, it's going to show a history of this person's account. So we have our save search update here, and it shows exactly what this individual has been sent via command on the save search. And then it also has open houses, price change, status change, all this great stuff that was just updated here. It is just a good feed of listings customized to the person who owns that account. They can also set up their own custom searches as well. So like here's a different search here for all properties in Morningside. You can see that, hey, here's what's going on in that neighborhood. And then this is just that custom search that was set up otherwise.
Okay.
Getting back into it now, we're going to go ahead and search by current location. We're going to hop into this. Now, with the exception of the blue grids, which are the neighborhoods, this looks a lot like Zillow, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Zillow has great success, and they really do own real estate search right now. So they went ahead, and Keller Williams was like, why fix what's not broken?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why they are going that route. Anyway, so what we have here is things that are currently active are available on the market. And for example, here we have things get labeled as an open house. So if there's an open house in the system, it puts it right here. It will also go ahead and show you, let's see if I can find it. Agent picks right here. If the listing is either in a collection or a featured listing, it's displays an agent pick. So this right here is set as an agent pick because it's my big listing that I have as a featured listing.
Okay.
Now, some of the basic features that you would expect are, of course, you can come up here and you can set what you're looking for. We only want to see, for example, active listings. And let's say we want our minimum price to be $350,000, but we don't want to go over $900,000. All this stuff that you would expect to see by default, right?
Yeah.
So we're going 3-bed and 2-bath, and we save the search. If we're logged in, we can save the search, and it will go into the feed. So I'm going to go ahead and save this for a demo here, and we're just going to say test for class, and you'll be able to see that in the feed when we go back to look in just a second. However, this is now saved, and now with that filters in, you really start to see, oh wow, the market is a little bit tighter than we thought when you start, looking for something specific.
Mm-hmm.
Another bit, if we clear all filters here, is one of the bigger features that Zillow does that people love is they can draw their own search, right? So if we click here where it says draw, we can then say, well, I want to live, I can go all the way up to Ridgeline. I really don't want to go past the highway though. And I really want to cut it down on 4th. And this is the area where I want to look. You can draw your own custom search, and it will include everything in that search. Now, whatever reason, it's not pulling anything up right there. Maybe I got unlucky with some of my other bits, but point is you can draw whatever you want to pull up. Now, another feature where we start to get into things that are just very much Keller Williams on their own is we zoom in here till we can see the blue grids again. We're seeing these neighborhoods. So let's go ahead and look at this neighborhood here. And as we can see, if we zoom in, this is Birchfield Meadows. If we give that a click, it's going to show what's going on in Birchfield Meadows right over here in the side panel, which is pretty cool. However, it gets better because if you're logged in, you can follow the neighborhood and get updates for it, creating a neighborhood search for you right there. But you can also click here to explore the neighborhood. And this is probably my favorite part of the technology here. So as soon as this loads up, we'll look into this a bit more.
That is pretty nice. If somebody wants a certain neighborhood, then they get automatically get updates every time something comes up.
Exactly. And I don't know why it's taking forever to load. We try it again here. I think the internet here is having a moment. There it goes. So it's going to go ahead and load up Birchfield Meadows. You can see the average home price there is $621,700 as far as what's been listed. Price per square foot and average days on market. Now, this days on market is a little bit high. I think there's some data issues that need to be resolved for that. But if we come down here, we can really start to explore the neighborhood. So the current statistics on the neighborhood are right here. And the sold status have not been updating this properly, but I'm going to put in a ticket for that. Normally, that would show your sold statistics that you can show your clients. Then we get down here and it shows the properties that are for sale in the neighborhood. And we get deeper and we start to get into some pretty cool stuff. This is where what the locals are saying are coming into. And it shows that people in this neighborhood, are travelers. They're outdoorsy based on what we're seeing. They're a nice, friendly community. They like yoga, apparently. If we go down here, this is really fun. We can actually answer one of the most commonly asked questions is, well, how far away from this is, work or school, whatever. Sean, what's a good address that you'd like to know how far away it is from where you're going to live?
We'll do my wife's salon. So it's 3902 West Clearwater.
West Clearwater Avenue. So there we go. We can see that it is a 14-minute drive from the center of that neighborhood in Richland to your wife's salon. If you want to ride your bike, it's going to take you a little over half hour. If you want to walk, it's a good 2-hour jaunt.
Yeah.
And you can add as many places as you'd like, and it's just a great tool.
It is nice.
Another common question you'll get is, hey, what school district is this in? Well, this goes a little bit further. Not only does it say that, you're obviously in Richland School District, but it's going to show you the exact schools that are nearby, public and private. And it's going to show you the ratings that it has, which is provided by Precisely, and, can change over time. It's a statewide ranking. Then if we come down here, powered by Yelp, as you may guess, we're going to be able to see, hey, what's nearby, so we have all the shopping and restaurants over here. And we can, of course, look specifically what we want. So instead of highlights, let's say we just want to look at restaurants. Well, Tap and Barrel and Sakura are right nearby on Keene. Fitness, let's see if fitness is there. Yeah, we got Club 24 and a Taekwondo studio. And then it just comes down here to show what else other neighborhoods are nearby. And, of course, a lead capture form. So it's a pretty powerful little page to get into. And really, that is the secret sauce of the website. It lets you dig into it in a way that basically you can't really dig into any other website. It's more than Zillow has. But it still has everything that Zillow has to start with.
No, they can be found on the app too. Is by someone downloads the app and opens it up.
Yep.
Perfect.
And I'm gonna go ahead and show you the app in just a little bit here, but I just wanted to dig into it on the website first. Okay. Everything that we've done on the website is also doable on the app. So that is the website in a nutshell. And if we hop back here to feed again, you can see the test for class search I have up here is now part of this feed. So we have the test for class search here, followed by that test McTest face that was there, coming down to the monthly neighborhood nurture down here. So it's a really great way to set your clients up with a great real estate website experience that will let them direct their own house search and thus make it easy for you. Mm-hmm. Questions so far on the website?
No, that's actually really nice.
Perfect. So now I am going to go ahead and share my phone screen, and that's going to go ahead and pop up here, and we are going to go into the Keller Williams app right away here. And you should see the app pulled up, and this is what it looks like on your phone. A very, very similar. I'm of course controlling this with my fingers, and it's going to do everything that the computer did, but it's on the phone. So if we want to come in here, this is where we're going to adjust our search, and I'm just tapping it right here on the screen, just like before, and everything down here will adjust. We can click the list button here to show a list of the properties instead of a map. And then, of course, we can save a search using the save button that's right next to it. Now, what you'll find is they have to be logged in with the app to use the app, where they don't have to be logged in for the website. So if you get them on the app, you're going to get more traction from them. As far as everything that all the features we went over, they're down here at the bottom. So here's this on search right there. Right next to it is feed, and it will go in. And of course, this feed is empty because it's a different account than my tester account online. But if you click on the guide, here's our buying and selling guide right here that we adjusted in command. Then, of course, we can save searches here. And you can see the featured listings collection is there, as well as the test for class and the Bridgewater neighborhood that we looked at. And then more, if we come in here, these are more things that you have with the app. So, of course, you're going to have access to add a co-buyer. Lindy, of course, as you may have picked up over time, is my wife, and I went ahead and added her as a co-buyer here for example purposes. And what a co-buyer does is it links your apps or your accounts together, so you're able to share things with each other on the app or online, and everybody's on the same page. Now, if we come in here, we have just your basic account, and it's going to have your profile, password, places, which is pretty cool. Let's take a look at places. Places is going to let us add a commute. So let's go the office here, 830 North Columbia Center Boulevard. It's now available in my places. So when I'm doing searches or where neighborhoods go, I have that right there. You can also leave feedback here if you want to leave app feedback if something's not working properly. Otherwise, you have these tools down here. We have Keller Covered, Keller Mortgage, and of course, the affordability calculator, which is a mortgage calculator, but on the app. So this is something that your website doesn't have by default, but you're able to do on the app as part of what the app has. And you're able to go through and say, hey, you know, my household income is, let's say it's 85,000. My monthly debt, let's say monthly debt is 860. And, you know, I have good credit. Well, according to this, I can afford a recommended price of 340,000, which is not a bad price in this market. I can click view breakdown. It's going to break it down to what the mortgage is, mortgage insurance, property taxes, all that stuff, and what down payment you're going to need on, you know, your standard loan type for a 20% down. Then you can always start a pre-approval, which would be a pre-approval through Keller Mortgage.
Okay.
So you can see the app has some pretty cool features that are unique to itself. You can also come back and look at your history, things that you've recently viewed, stuff like that. And that's in the more. Otherwise, we get back to search. And everything else is basically the same that I did. Drawing, of course, is still here. You can do a good old search draw right there. And then take a look at the list of things that you search for. So it's a pretty powerful piece of technology that we have that allows us to help people out. So that's in a nutshell. It's a nice quick overview. Only having one person really cuts the class time down because I'm not getting as many questions.
No, that's fine.
But
I like that. That's nice. That works good. A lot of people like that.
Yeah, I think it's tools that a lot of people don't realize that we have that can really make their business a lot easier and a lot more powerful.